Alright, if you don't feel anything seeing that footage, you're as spiritually dead as this whale. So this is a little game called Ardenfall. It's an Elder Scrolls inspired RPG that I just recently played the Steam Next Fest demo of, and I'm gonna be honest here guys, this one you should be looking into. Now for the sake of clarity, the devs did send an email my way with a link to the Steam page and demo, so I checked it out and yeah, I figured why not, I'll give it a shot. And guys, I really am glad I did. This is such a fun game already. Even with what's on offer, which is basically just 2 dungeons and a small village to do some quests for, I keep coming back to it and finding more stuff to do that I've missed on previous playthroughs. The exploration is already top notch and it's just a demo. And I think the key to it is the verticality. I missed time to jump here, fell into some water, and yeah, sure enough, there's a chest at the bottom of it. Here my first playthrough as a pacifist character, which you can totally play as, by the way. When I was in the dungeon, I just tore right through like a bat out of hell. And then I got to my next playthrough. I really realized, look up. With my strength character, I didn't have the agility, or maybe real life intelligence stat to find out how to climb up to this. So what I was doing was I found a little ledge that I could go across and climb onto some coral, and then I was just like jumping and getting like 1 or 2 items per jump. Little did I know, if I had a levitation potion, I could just come back and gotten everything in one go. And that's another thing about the demo that I really liked. Finding out more stuff, uncovering more and more secrets each playthrough. I didn't know this until maybe like 4 playthroughs in, but at nighttime, you get these kind of like ghostly lunar panels that allow you to reach certain areas, or even flat out go to like the shadow realm where there's treasure. But you wouldn't know that if you were just exploring during the daytime. There's definitely stuff tucked away if you look close enough, and I love that in games. And just the fact that the systems already are so fun that you can think outside the box and do crazy stuff. Like, just in my first playthrough, I actually found a way to, I think, break the game, going somewhere I don't think I was supposed to be. There's this like really stupid skywhale stuck in a cave tunnel that leads to the next town over, and you need to get past it. So what I did was, I tampered with this bubble vent and got myself up onto a platform. Technically I was supposed to go to the sky island above and got something to feed the creature, but instead I was just like wandering around, and you can see like there's not even textures on the ground here. I kept going, and I reached a point, I got around the beast. And here's another thing. That's a very unnecessary thing to do, because what I could have done is just swam around to get to the town. I'd have to take my chances with the whirlpools, but that's an option. Thinking outside the box is rewarded. The level of detail is great. In my second playthrough, I just flat out killed everybody I came across, and even started trying to beat the beast, but sadly it flew off before I could finish it. I'm a little bit of a psychopath in that regard. What I didn't know is if I try that exact same strategy right away but keep the town alive, the beast actually kills everybody in the town. I didn't know that the first time, because when the beast flies off, there's no screams. They accounted for that. Messed up, for sure, but really cool. And there's other ways of handling the situation as well. The villagers don't want you to harm this creature. They're superstitious about it. And yeah, you don't want to cause this. But another thing you can do is lockpick into the cellar and move some beams around, which causes the creature to get crushed. Or you can feed it a nice potion and let it ride off, or feed it a chaotic potion, which causes... I think if the game can keep up quests with multiple decisions like this, multiple outcomes that do have an effect on towns, not just end slides, I think this really could be one of the best RPGs we've had in a while. I'm gonna say it, this might just end up being a better game than Elder Scrolls 6. High bar, I know, but I'm calling it now. The exploration is already outdoing Bethesda at its own game. The combat's pretty fun. The character system, while it doesn't have a ton of races, it only has 3, I think is the right call. I'd rather have a few races that have a bunch of reactivity or quest opportunities than just a dozen races, but it feels like you're picking a Fortnite skin. That there's like no differences outside of stats and looks. There are reactions to your appearance and the traits that you can choose. Even though the game is very much inspired by Morrowind, the dialogue here reminded me more of New Vegas, where there are speech checks and checks for things like traits, which are your backgrounds in the game. I have no idea what the rest of the game is going to hold, but one of my favorite things about the demo was this little quest where there's this lady who lost her husband to the sea, and so she wants to show her respect to it, but she needs a jellyfish to do so. It's a bog standard little fetch quest. You can find jellyfish in the major dungeon there is. But return back and get this little moment where she says her prayer, and then you have to make yours, and you choose what you want to pray for. Do you seek wisdom? Do you seek power? Do you just want to eat the jellyfish? I don't know, it's just such a small moment that didn't need to be implemented, but for me adds so much like kind of heart and soul to the experience. I love little stories like this in games that help make you connect to the characters and what life's like in this world. In general, the culture seems pretty cool. I like the coastal angle and how weapons have like barnacles attached to them, and I like the creature designs a lot. You got this like Crash Bandicoot lipped crab that shoots bubbles at you. It can also have like treasure chests as its shell. I dig it. Now this leads me to problems, and I don't really have much. They're more like nitpicks. Those black textures, the fact you can see some like flying grass. Some enemies seem to be stuck in the terrain, which I hope isn't intentional. That's some scary stuff if they can phase through matter. You can't steal or crush these lizard eggs, which I wanted to do. I hated these guys, I wanted their offspring to die. My other issue is with this guy you meet who wants you to clear through a dungeon so that he can get through. Again, in my first playthrough, I didn't kill anybody, and his reaction is to thank me for clearing it when I didn't. The reaction is completely the same no matter what, which I think shouldn't be the case. Also, how did he exactly get here? Like, why didn't I see him in town? How did he get to this tower exactly? But these are just nitpicks, and I don't really have any issues. I really did have that much fun. The exploration is great, the systems are solid, you can break the game, and it kind of encourages that. It encourages you to think outside the box and find stuff out of sight, or out of the sunlight for that matter. I'm really looking forward to the final release, especially a little more so after I talked to one of the devs on the team who told me you don't really have to kill anybody in the game. And yeah, it just about passes my grand RPG test. Can you get through it without killing NPCs? You still have to kill monsters, but hey, they're monsters. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I hope you check it out, and that's it for the video. Until next time, stay safe out there, and make sure your levitation potion doesn't run out.